Hello everyone, welcome to my podcast, and today our guest is
Micah.
Yay! So today we gonna talking about smoking in campus area, but first I want to ask our guest first. Do you
Okay.
smoke?
No, I'm not smoke. Because smoke is very bad whole and you know guys, smoking it's very spend a lot my money.
I see. I'm not smoking either because I want to keep my health in check, and also smoking is not good for our lungs. Next, what do you think about people who smoke?
I think I think smoking is bad for health, and I respect their choice, but they should smoke in the right place.
I also think the same like you. I don't think too much about people who smoke. Because it's their preference. But if they're as long as they not smoking in non-smoker area, I'll fine about that. And talking about smoking in the right place, what do you think about people who smoke in campus area?
Okay, I think they should not smoking in the campus area because the campus area it's been clear without any pollution.
I see. I agree with you about smoking in campus area is very bad because we don't know each other people condition. I'm afraid if there's some people have asthma or something like that, it will be
Yes.
bad for them. But do you have been seen people who smoke in campus area before?
I have been seen in the classroom and the lobby area and everywhere. And I don't really like it because it's very pollution. It's a very bad pollution.
I see. It's smoking in classroom is not a good idea too, because classroom is not an open space, so there's no a good circulation with the new fresh air. It's must be make the classroom feel bad.
Yes, very bad.
And I actually have been seen too people who smoke in campus area, but not in classroom, but in cafeteria. But still, smoking in campus area is not good because again we don't know about people other condition. It's sounds like it's selfish if you keep smoking in campus area at open public space like that.
Okay. And
Do you have bad experience with people who smoke, either it's in campus area or not?
mm, uh, wait. Not really, but I feel uncomfortable with the smoke, so I usually move away and go.
I see. Move away is a better thing to do, right? Move away it's a good way to avoid them. And how how will you do if you saw someone smoking in the campus area, especially in the close, not in open space?
Okay, if they cannot to be told quickly, I will just ignore them and walk away again. Move away. Will always be my visitors.
And what will you do if someone smoking near you at campus area?
I will move away. If I can, I will ask them politely to stop and go away. and I will still stay calm.
But what if some smoker kinda have a bad temper, but so what if they start arguing you, like told you shouldn't stop them for smoking even though it's in the place that shouldn't be smoking there? What will you do if they start to mad at you?
Okay, if they can not be told poorly, I will just ignore them and walk away again, move away. Will always be my first choice.
I see. Move away. It's really a good choice after all. Picking a fight with a smoker bad temper, it's not a good idea actually. I also will move away if they can be told politely like that, because I don't want to pick a fight. It's not a good
Yes.
to pick a fight with them.
Yeah, it's very dangerous.
And what do you think about people who smoke while driving?
I think it's dangerous, very dangerous, because disturb their focus and it may cause an accident.
I see. It's a lot of accident happen because of smoker who can hold back their smoke need, and some does get to someone else's eyes, or even the smoke disturb the others drivers. Yeah. So what do you think about people who smoke in immediately at campus area? Like, I mean, even though they stress it or something, smoke in campus area is something that forbidden actually. There have a rules on it. And what do you think about them?
Okay. Maybe they smoke, yeah, because they are stressed, it's true, and have many problems. Smoking may make them feel stressed. Maybe smoking may make them really feel relaxed, but I think they should find a better way to deal with their problems, not
But-
smoking.
But even they are stressed or can hold back the need to smoke, they should be find another place to smoking. Campus area is not some place that you can smoke easily or just like that at that. So what do you think? Or do you have a solution for them if they really need to smoke? Do you have any solution for them to maybe make some space to smoke in area, or maybe make them smoke at other places? Do you have any solution about that?
Okay. I think the place smoking area is good, but maybe what the place I think in the what the place I think I mean
Smoking, make a smoke area.
no, it's a tree like this. It's a tree in the place.
Oh, you mean outside the campus?
Yes,
Outside,
yes.
very very outside, that
Ah.
far away from the campus.
Yes, it's far away, and I don't know, everywhere. I think it's not campus area because it's
Ah.
studies.
I see. So your solution is make them smoke in so far away from the campus area, like
Yes, yes.
maybe this is the campus and there's smoke there
Yeah,
very
yes,
far
yes.
away from the campus area. I see. That's
Okay.
kind of a good solution, better than made a smoking area room because smoking area room in campus area it's kinda in not really a good thing to do after all. It's not like in a mall or something like that that have a smoking area. It's really good solution to make them smoking far away from the campus after all.
Yes, I think that smoking is not good choice for stress because uh, them do it uh, work out or badmintons or something. It's for healthy.
Oh, the solution for people who smoke or people who smoke in campus area, you give them solution to do some workout to distract their mind from smoking. I see, but smoking it's kinda addictive. It's kinda hard to stop them
Yes, yes.
actually. They're already addicted to the smoke, like they very addicted that distract them just for 3 hours. It's make them even smoke even more sometimes. So today our topic about smoking in campus area or just smoke with the guests,
Masha and
and we're finished today. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next time. Hello everyone, welcome back to my podcast today. We're going to talk about interesting topic which is about Indonesian policemen. I think the police are important thing of our society because they responsible for maintaining security and enforcing the law. And of course, today I'm not alone. Today I have a guest with me for today's topic, and today our special guest is.
Hello everyone, my name is Fikri Susanto. Some people can call me Fikri, and today I'm gonna talk about policeman or police officer with Ratu.
Yay! Thank you to make a time for joining me in today's podcast with Indonesian policeman topic.
No problem, Ratu, and thank you so much for inviting me today. And still, you're welcome with your thank you too.
Okay, let's not spend too much time with the introduction. So, I want to know, how do you think about the police in Indonesia?
In my opinion, for the police officer is very important in our society. They have an important responsibility to maintain. However, I also think that being a police officer is not easy because they have to deal with many different situations and many different people.
I agree with you. I also think that police officers have a different difficult job because they have to deal with different kind of people every day. And not every people are easy to handle. Some people are kinda hard to be handled, even it's for a for professional like a policeman. Not all people have a cold headed to handle things, even they were wrong. Some people will yell louder immediately when they get caught. May you tell me why you have that opinion about the police? Because it's really a good opinion of yours.
I have that opinion because I think the police have an important role in our daily life. For example, when there is a traffic accident or traffic accident in traffic jam, a crime or dangerous situation, people usually expect the police come to help.
I see. So it's because you saw about their performance and it makes you think like that. I also think that police officers should be respected because they have a responsibility to protect the community. But at the same time, they also need to get trust of the people through, through a good behavior and professional service. Because after all, trust is very important between the police and the community, and trust it shouldn't be broken. It needed to be consistent to keep the trust from the public, or else something bad could be happen. Now we already talking about your opinion and why you think like that. Let's talk about their performance. How do you think about the performance of the police nowadays? You know some media told us about how bad they were when serving the public.
Mm, I think the performance of the police has both positive and negative sides. There are many police officers who work hard to serve and protect the community, and however, I think there are still something that need to be improved. Example, for examples, police officers should always communicate politely and professionally with the public.
So, in your opinion, the police are doing important thing, but there are still have some area that need to be improved, like how they should treating civilians.
Yes, exactly. I think the police should continue improving their service and their relationship with the community.
It's all about trust after all. Police can let the public trust lost from them too. It will be ruin the relationship between the police and the public. We already talked about their performance nowadays, but do you have any idea for improving police performance to help them maybe?
For the improving, maybe yes. Because first, I think the police officer need regular training, especially in communicate and how to handle conflicts and another problem in good and in the good communication can prevent misunderstanding between a police officer and the citizens.
Communication is the key to all of the success after all.
Yes, the communication is key for all.
And I agree with your idea. It's idea to train them to handle a conflict. Sometimes people can handle conflict with cold-headed. Was kinda hard. Not all people can do it. I personally also still hard to do that. But in police officer, they are professional and they have a different situation, and of course they need to can be handle situation or conflict by cold headed and not blind with the wrong person.
Also, I think the police should listen more to people's complaint and respond to them professionally.
You really have a good opinion. I also hoping that in the future policemen can listen to the community to have a stronger relationship based on trust and mutual respect. I also think that cooperation between the police and the community very important The police cannot maintain security alone. People also need to follow the law and cooperate with them. If one of them cannot to be cooperate, it will be a big problem. It can bring a chaos between policemen and the public. And if it happen, we never know what chaos will be appear.
Mm. Yes, I completely agree. Because when some people did not follow the rules, follow the laws, it will be so really chaos in our country.
Right, and of course we don't want to that chaos come to the country because living peacefully it's what most of people dream it about. Well, I think that's all for today's discussion about policemen. And again, thank you so much for sharing your opinion and your personal experience with us.
No problem, and you're welcome too, and thank you for having me, to inviting me to share my opinion, my experience here today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you too for the audience for listening our podcast today about policemen in Indonesia. I hope this discussion will bring you a better understanding to follow the rule, follow the law, and not to break them, and keep have a cold headed when you meet a conflict, and stay safe for everyone when handling a conflict that bring the chaos. And I hope you can be cooperate with the policeman in the future too. And see you in the next episode. Bye bye. Hello everyone, welcome back to my podcast. Today we are going to talk about something that is really important, especially for a student who their graduation getting closer. Our topic today is about my plan after graduation. I think not almost every student have a dream or a plan for their future. Like maybe some people want to work at in company that they have dream on, or explore new thing, or continue their study, or even start a business and explore new places for to develop their skill. And today I'm not alone. I have a guest with me, and they're going to share their dream and plan after graduating. And let's give us applause to the guest today.
Hello, my name is Ratu Aulia Prastiwi. Thank you for inviting me. I'm happy to be here and talk about my future.
You're welcome, Ratu or Askia.
Askia,
You're welcome, Askia. So, are you ready to talk about your dream and plans after graduation?
yes, of course. I think this is an interesting topic because graduation is something that I have been thinking about for a long time.
Yay! Okay, let's not spend our time here, and let's start with the first question. When did you plan to achieve your dream?
Actually, I've been thinking about my dream since I was in junior high school. But at that time, I didn't have a clear plan. I only knew that after graduating, I wanted to have a job that was related to my interest and skill.
I see. So I also think like that before. I don't have a clear plan, but after my graduation nearby, I think more about that.
Same as me, when I got closer to my graduation in junior high school, I started thinking more seriously about what I wanted to do. realized that having a dream is not enough. I also need to make a new plan and take small steps to achieve it.
So you start to thinking about your dream when you were in a junior high school. That's a really good of yours because you think about your future in that early of your school days.
Yes, but I think it's better when you were in university to start thinking about our future because we have opportunities to learn and develop ourselves. I don't expect everything to happen immediately after graduation. I understand that building a career takes time, so my plan is to start with small steps and gradually achieve my bigger goals.
I agree. Sometimes we want everything to happen immediately, but in reality, achieving a dream takes a lot of time and effort.
Exactly. I believe that consistency is more important than trying to achieve everything quickly.
My next question is there any specific places where you want to achieve your dream after graduation?
Yes, ideally, I would like to start my career in a big city because there are more opportunities to develop my career and meet people from different backgrounds. However, I don't think the location is the most important thing. For me, the most important thing is the opportunity. If I find a good opportunity in another city, would also consider moving there.
So you are open to moving to another city or even country if you find a big opportunity in there.
Yes, definitely. I think after graduation, we have to be flexible. Sometimes our first plan doesn't happen exactly as we expected. Maybe we have a dream to work in one specific city, but then we get an opportunity somewhere else. In that situation, I think we should consider the opportunity instead of being too focused on one location.
That's an interesting point that you have. Being flexible is important because we don't always know what will happen to our future because sometimes an unexpected might be happen can actually lead us to something more greater in the future. Now, I want to ask you something that's kinda personal. Is there someone who always supports you so you feel more brave, more confident about achieving your dream?
Yes, definitely. My family is one of the biggest sources of support for me. They always encourage me to continue my education and believe in myself. Whenever I feel tired, worried, or unsure about my future, they remind me that I have already come a long way. Their support really means a lot to me. If your friends get a job before you, don't think that you are failing. If someone achieved their dream earlier than you, don't think that your dream is impossible. Just focus on yourself and keep improving.
Also, I want to share my opinion a bit. Well, don't be afraid of failing, because failing is a part of learning. Sometimes we need to experience failure before we understand what we really want. And most importantly, don't stop learning after graduation. even even the university are end, but learning should be continued. It's really a good message we have here from our guest today. I think many students are afraid about what will happen after graduation. So your message is very encouraging.
Thank you. I think we should enjoy the process and not put too much pressure on ourselves. We can have dreams, but we also need to enjoy the journey towards those dreams.
I agree. So if you could summary your plan after graduation in one sentence, what would you say?
I will say I want to start my career, become independent, continue learning, and slowly achieve my other dreams.
That's great goal of yours. Uh, Continue learning to have a new skill and achieve your another dream. It sounds nice. What will you do if in the road to you achieve your goal you met some unexpected thing in the middle, like an emergency thing or something that you didn't expect before when the first time you try to achieve?
I would say I would be focused on something that is more important to do, like if there is really an emergency, that is the one that I shall finish.
So you so you will take the emergency first, even though you need to left behind your plan for a while.
Yes, because I think if it's called emergency, then that is the one we should taken care of. Talk about career. I felt like I can handle that.
I see you really have a good mind and good management of yours. Well, I
Yes.
think that's all for our discussion today. Thank you for sharing your opinion and your plans
Yes.
and your dream.
Yes.
And thank you for everyone who already listening to our podcast today. For those who you are going to graduate soon, that everyone's journey is different, and don't be afraid to start slowly, and don't be afraid to a failure, and don't compare yourself with the others, and keep learning forward for your dream, and see you next episode. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my podcast. Today we're going to talk about something that is probably familiar to many students. It's about remedial tests. A remedial test can be a second chance for students who did not get the expected result of their first test. But of course, taking a remedial can also be challenging and sometimes stressful. And today I'm not alone. I have a guest with me, and our guest is.
Hello, I'm Chloe.
Yay! Thank you, Chloe, for joining me in today's podcast.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me. I'm happy to be here.
Yay! So let's get to today's topic. It's kinda interesting. Let's start with the first question. Have you ever taken a remedial test before?
Yes, I have taken a remedial test before. Actually, I have experienced it several times during my studies. At first, I felt a little disappointed because I had hoped that I could pass the test on my first attempt, but after thinking about it, I realized that a remedial test is also an opportunity to improve my result.
I see. I personally have been doing a remedial test as well, though it's really disappointing me. Because of that, I realized I should be get a better grade if I don't do something reckless. And how did you feel when you first found out that you had to take a remedial test?
Honestly, I felt nervous and disappointed. I started thinking about what I had done wrong and why my result was not good enough.
But after that, I tried not to. But do you try not to think about it negatively? I told, like you told yourself that you still have another opportunity to study and do better. So eventually, you saw the remedial test as another opportunity.
Yes, I think that is a better way to see it. Instead of being embraced, s- we
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 should
should use the opportunity to learn from our mistake.
You really have a good point of view to see something like this. So, why did you take a remedial test?
The main reason was because my score did not reach the required standard. I think one of the reason was that I didn't prepare enough before the test. Sometimes I study, but I didn't study constantly. I will study only when the test was getting closer.
I feel you because when I did a remedial test, I also not prepared the test before, so I got a bad grade when the test has come. So, you think your preparation was one of the reason?
Yes, definitely. Preparing is very important. Sometimes we think that we understand the material because we have attended the class. But when we have to answer question during a test, we realize that we actually don't understand the material completely. That experience taught me that attending class is not enough. We also need to review the material and practice.
I agree. Sometimes we feel like we understand something until we actually have to answer a question about it. And then, boom, we blank when the test has come.
Exactly, that's why I think preparing early is better than studying at the last minute.
Now, let's talk about the experience itself. How was it when you took the remedial test? Was it harder than the normal test?
For me, it felt more difficult emotionally, but not necessarily more difficult academically. The questions were not always harder, however, because I already knew that I had failed or didn't reach the required score before, I felt more pressure. I was worried that I might make the same mistake again.
So the pressure come more from yourself?
Yes, I think so. I want to make sure that I didn't fall again, but because I had already experienced the first test, I also have a better understanding of the material. I knew which topic I need to study more.
Did that make you feel more prepared?
Yes, after reviewing my mistake, I feel more prepared. I also tried to manage my time better when answering the question.
That's good. So in the some ways, the remedial test can actually help students understand their weakness.
Yes, that's what I think. It can show us which area we need to improve.
How many remedial tests have you taken before?
I have taken several remedial tests during my university life. I don't remember the exact number, but is that but it has happened more than once.
I also taken some remedial before to make my grade be better than before. Does taking remedial tests make you feel embarrassing? Because sometimes I personally feel embarrassed with that.
At first, yes, I used to think that taking a remedial test meant that I was not good enough, but now I have a different perspective. Everyone can make mistakes. A test result doesn't completely define someone's ability.
I really like that perspective. Sometimes students are too hard on themselves when they get a low score.
Yes, we should evaluate ourselves, but we shouldn't completely blame ourselves. Instead, we should ask, why can I do better? What can I do better next time?
When was the last time you took a remedial test?
The last time I took a remedial test was not too long ago during my university studies. At that time, I was quite busy with other assignment and responsibility, so I didn't have enough time to prepare properly.
I see. So it's because in that time you kinda hectic, so you cannot prepare yourself. I also have that kind of situation. And how
I
did
tried
you
to
prepare for
focus
that
on the
remedial
topic
test?
that I didn't understand
I tried-
well. I also reviewed my previous mistake and practice answering questions instead of studying everything up from the beginning. I focus more on the part that I struggle with.
Do you think that method was effective for you?
Yes, I think it was effective because I didn't waste too much time. I could focus on the most important thing that I need to improve.
For you, how difficult are remedial tests?
I think remedial tests are moderately difficult. The difficulty depend on the subject and the how will be how well we understand the material.
That's true. It depends on what subject we got to remedial after all, and preparation can make a big difference.
Yes, absolutely. I think the biggest challenge is not always the question themselves. Sometimes the biggest challenge is our mindset.
Right, like if we enter the test room thinking I'm going to fail again, we may become nervous and lose our concentration. But if we think I have prepared and I will do my best, we can test more confident.
I agree. Having a positive mindset can really help us stay calm during on exam.
Now let's talk about the most difficult subject. What subject was the hardest subject you have ever taken?
For me, one of the hardest subject was a subject that required a lot of theory and understanding. I found it difficult because there were many concepts that I need to understand and remember.
And I understand that. I also think the same. There so much theory and concept we need to be remember and understand it. And why did you find that subject difficult?
Because I couldn't just memorize the material, I need to understand the concept and apply them to different situations. Sometimes I could remember the definition of something, but when I saw a question that used a different example, I become confused.
So the hardest part was applying the theory rather than simply memorizing it. It's pretty hard though.
Yes, exactly. I realized that understanding is more important than memorizing everything.
I have some good method for of that though. Like you shouldn't just try to remember. all of that. Try to understand it slowly and make it a keyword so it will help you.
I see, it's kinda interesting to try.
Okay, this is our final question. Do you have any words for the audience who may have to take a remedial test?
Yes, I do. First, don't be ashamed if you have to take a remedial test. Getting a low score or failing a test doesn't mean that you are stupid or incapable. It simply means that there is some that
Udah,
dari sini ya.
dari mana?
Ya udahlah ini. Getting a low score or failing a test doesn't mean that you are stupid or incapable. It simply means that there is something you need to improve.
Lanjut.
Second, don't waste your second chance. If your university gives you an opportunity to take a remedial test, use that opportunity seriously. Third, don't be afraid of failure. Failure can be disappointing, but it can also teach us something. We can learn how to prepare better, manage our time, and deal with pressure. And finally, believe in yourself.
That's really a great message for our audience. Out there, it might sound bad that you got a remedial test, but it doesn't mean you were totally incompetent in that subject. You need to believe yourself. You can do it better next time. I think the most important thing is that a remedial test should not be seen as the end. It can actually be another opportunity for us to improve.
Yes, exactly. We should focus on improvement rather than feeling embarrassed.
If you could give me a short sentence to students who are going to take a remedial test, what would you say?
I would say, don't be afraid of your second chance. Learn from your mistake, prepare better, and give it your best.
That's a great way to end our discussion. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and your thought about remedial tests.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
And thank you everyone for watching and listening to our podcast today. If you're currently preparing for your remedial test, don't give up. Use this opportunity to improve yourself and show you can do it. Remember, one test result does not define your ability. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.